The thoughts of one of the greatest philosophers of the 20th century, Simone Weil. And she's particularly interesting on work because she realised that work was profoundly shaping the experience of being alive in the 20th century. And so she went to work in a factory to find out what that might be like. She worked in an electrical manufacturer's factory, working on the production lines, which she realised were profoundly shaped by what is sometimes called Taylorism in the philosophy of work. And this is a way of, actually tailoring work to the workers, breaking work down and trying to put each worker in their right place in the production line, in order that at the one hand the production line can become efficient, but on the other hand the worker can find satisfaction in their work because they are able to do it and do it well. So Simone Weil is particularly interested in this philosophy of work because it's seemingly humanitarian, humanistic. It's trying to make the factory into a place not just of productivity for the owners, but satisfaction for the workers. Simone Weil goes to work in this electrical manufacturing factory and realises what a false assumption Taylorism is. She realises that what it's actually like on the production line is your time gets taken from you, because every single action, every single manipulation of the things that you're making, that you perform, now becomes something that can be measured for its productivity by the factory. And if your ability to do the task slips even momentarily, the production line picks that up through measurement, and you feel the pressure of this, she realised, by having to work more and more efficiently, even though it's what you are seemingly good at, what you can do. This kind of work, even if it purports to treat human beings as human beings, turns them into cogs in the machine. She used the wonderful image from Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times movie, the Billows feeding machine, to make the point. The figure, Charlie Chaplin, is plugged into this machine that is tailored to feed him and feed him well. And yet, of course, we immediately see in the image how dehumanizing this is, because it's treating the human being as part of the machine too. And this became Simone Weil's critique of modern working practices, that even in the name of humanizing labour, they turn us into parts of the overall philosophy of efficiency, as if really the whole world is ruled by a machine-like philosophy, a machine-like technology, and we lose therefore the sense of what it might even be to be a human, even as we think that we're making life better for human beings. It is a deeply depressing picture of working life, and yet it's one that she felt mirrors accurately her own experience of this kind of work. But she didn't leave it there. It also led her to a kind of way out of this predicament, which is to ask not how human beings can work better, what might make a satisfying life in terms of productivity, but to ask a different question, which is, what is a good life? What do human beings really aspire to? What can run alongside the business of living day by day, but feed the soul, not just produce things through the activities of the body? She thought that the risk we're running in the modern world is a bit like a story that Plato told in the Republic. At one point he describes a man who was charged with looking after a great beast, and he thought, how can I look after this great beast? And he thought, I'll study it. So he studied what made it calm, what made it cross. He studied what it needed to eat, what it didn't want to eat. He studied its movement around the cage so that he could be in the cage with the beast without disturbing the beast. He studied what it did by day, what it did by night. and built up this rich picture of the beast, which definitely meant that he was able to live alongside and look after the beast, but then made a mistake, Plato says, of calling what the beast needed good. He confused what he needed to live alongside the beast with that which is good in itself. And Simone Weil thinks that this is the great risk that we're running in the 20th and now 21st century, that by analysing, by studying behaviour, by conforming ourselves to the great beast of modernity that has emerged, we're losing touch with that which is good, that which is beautiful, that which is true. So she recommends taking time out, taking a step back, having a moment where you idle, not so as just to recover from the effort of the labour-intensive life that we can find ourselves leading, but in order to ask these bigger questions. What really is good? What really satisfies the human soul? And today, when we feel the pressures of things breaking down, wonder quite how life's going to turn out, suspect that something deep might be unfolding, alongside that, Simone Weil would tell us, ask what is good. Use this moment to take the step back and to perceive that we're soulful, we're spiritual creatures, not cogs that can be fed into the great machine.